Yeehaw, everybody. It's Monday. Don't we love Mondays? So today, instead of talking about weekly home blessing, we're going to talk about another blessing. And people are going to start coming in here and people are going to start making comments. And I'm looking for my son to come on because I am truly blessed to have a weatherman in the family. And this morning I get a call from him and he said, "Mom, you got to get ready." And then I just got through calling him because he showed me what to look at and all of this wonderful stuff. And he said, "We're going to get a storm. And it's not going to be an itty bitty storm either. It's going to be a big storm." And I'm looking for him to log in and make a comment. So when he makes a comment, I can invite him into the show and we can be on the split screen and he can explain some things to us. Anyway, so everybody, we have an essay that I've written that is on our website, and it's called, you just do a search for evacuation or 11 points or preparedness. So everybody do a search for that, and you can read right along with me, but I'm not going to read it. I'm going to talk about it. So I'm looking for Justin to log in here. He's got to make a comment. So he's got to go in and make a comment when the show started so I can see him. If he's made a comment, I haven't seen it. He's got his camera right and everything. Justin is already on. Okay, I missed him. So let me see if I can go back and find him. Where is he? I hadn't found him yet. He must have came in early. I don't see him. So Justin, make a comment. Say, "Hi, Mom." Oh, Charleston. You could be on the backside of this storm. Let's see. He's using the Fly Lady account. I don't think we can both be on the Fly Lady account is the issue. Let me see if I can find the Fly Lady account here. This is just, no, it won't let me invite you using that account. You got to log in as yourself. Okay, keep trying. Anyway, I want to get started. Now, it's that time of year again when everybody is, it's the end of summer. We're all excited about things. Halloween's coming up. There are horror films coming out. It's just craziness happening. But, it's prime hurricane season. And we're going to get one. So I have an essay that I've written, and we're going to talk about the things to be prepared, because you've got to get prepared for this storm. Now, this storm is going to affect the East Coast and the central part of Tennessee, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. It could go up into West Virginia and Pennsylvania. It could get as far east as Maryland and just a lot of places up, all the way up the East Coast. Think about a nor'easter. But this thing could come and stall on western North Carolina. That's happened in the past. I've been in a hurricane at the State Fair. It's not fun. It is not fun. And so we've got to get prepared. So what do you need? Let's think about what we need. What we need. So the first thing we got to think about is people. You got to have a plan for getting out of your house. A lot of people are going to be evacuated during this storm. My blush isn't blended well. So have you got an emergency bag packed? If you live in the storm's way, harm's way, you know there are evacuation plans in place for the coastal areas. We don't have evacuation plans up in the mountains. So we've got to plan for ourselves. Oh, Harvey was bad last year. It was over 60 inches of rain that hit the Houston area. So folks, we've got to plan for what we need. Let's see. Have a plan for getting out of the house. Make sure everyone knows where you're going to be. So if you leave your house and go someplace, tell your family where you're going. Tell your family. Say, I'm headed to Chattanooga, Tennessee. That's where we're going to go. Gather up some food and things that everybody likes so that you have some snacks and things with you, and let's just get out of harm's way. Everything you have can be replaced, but you can't replace people. So think about getting out of the way. Don't leave pets behind. Let's just get away from the storm and move inland. Now, we could have a lot of rain here. So those of you on the coast of North Carolina, South Carolina, you may want to go to Georgia and stay a little further south because the southern people aren't going to get hurt as bad as we are here. Pets, do you have your pet carriers ready? Pet carriers. You need leashes and pet carriers. And this way you can get your pets out of your house and have a plan to. It's hard to capture our cats. It really is. If we had to evacuate and I've had to get the cats out of the house when the house was on fire one time, but if you have a crate that you can keep your pet in, we have 2 cat carriers. We don't have dog kennels. We don't have a dog kennel that would fit either one of our dogs. So they would have to be on leashes. And pet food. Robert has gone out this morning to get us stocked up on pet food because our road could go out. Our bridge could go out. Now, we do have a 4-wheel drive truck and we could get through any mud if we needed to, but we're planning on sheltering in place because we're high enough up that we're not going to get a storm. I mean, we're not going to get any floodwaters here at the house, and we're not in danger of a slide in any form. My lights just flashed. So, pictures. Let's think about your pictures. If you were to lose everything in your house, what would you take? Are your pictures backed up somewhere? I have everything backed up on a hard drive. I have a 2 terabyte hard drive that I regularly back up my computer on, and all my pictures are on my computer. So if I evacuated, my computer would be with me. But now we have the ability to download pictures from Facebook. We can put pictures up on the cloud. So back up things right now. Let's get everything backed up with the cloud. I have all my pictures on my iCloud. But older pictures, we have all our old pictures up on the cloud too. And you've got some photo albums, put them in a duffel bag or in a suitcase, and if you haven't taken pictures of them, then if you don't want to lose them, then take them with you. But you can't do this if you're in a hurry. You can't do this if you're in a hurry. So grab your pictures. Now you may want to put them into Ziploc bags so they could be safe from water. Okay, pictures. Papers, important papers. Where do you keep your important papers? What do I mean by important papers? Well, Social Security cards, or copies of them, your passports, insurance records. You need your insurance records. If you lose your house and stuff, you need to know what the current insurance stuff is, and contact numbers. This is why we put all this together in our control journal. But you can also print out the preparedness stuff from our website and have this as a guide. Now this storm is coming. Look at your medications. If you have any medications that need to get refilled, then do it today or tomorrow. Let's get this stuff done. So let me go back to papers. I'm getting ahead of myself. So gather up your important papers and color code. This is why we have a red office in a bag, so you can grab it and go. Okay, so prescriptions. Make sure, look at all your prescriptions, have some backup prescriptions, and that way you're going to have plenty of, and this means everybody in the house. And it also deals with baby formula. Make sure you got enough baby formula and diapers, because it's going to be hard without diapers. So, and just take care of that. Now, is your car. Let's talk about your gas in your car. Friday is our day to clean out our cars. Hi, Mom. There's my son. It's not showing me that I can turn you sideways, son. That's why you're still showing up as. If you look at the different comments, people have little green cameras beside their name, beside their icon for their name. That shows me that I can click on them. I can't click on you. I don't think I can. I can only like the comment. So you might have to log in as Jack or something. Anyway, maybe go use Kathy's phone. Okay, so purses. Friday is our day to fill up our car. If you haven't filled up your car, you need to go fill it up today. And you need to charge everything you've got to charge phones and things. Now, phones will go out usually. We have a landline. We can actually get out with our landline if need be. And we have a phone that doesn't work on electricity. Everybody needs a phone that doesn't work on electricity. Now, this is if you're sheltering in place. Now, if you are in a low-lying area, and that can be a lot of different places. We have the French Broad River Basin that flows through our valley. And there's a lot of low areas, but the coast is low. It's 28, going down to sea level. And if you're in a low area, this storm surge coming in could, take your house out, but it could strand you up in the attic. And Justin has given this advice to people before. Put a sledgehammer up in the attic. Put a sledgehammer up in the attic. I'm still trying to find Justin. Hey, Justin, you might just have to get in the truck and come up here. We'll keep going. Or maybe you can do your own in just a minute. Do your own little live video. Now, so let's think about, we're going to get a lot of rain. We got to be prepared for a lot of rain. So we have gutter guards, so our gutters are going to flow the water away from the house. Uh, let me go over purses and gas. You need identification on you at all times. I know last year when Hurricane Harvey hit Houston, the mayor was so smart. He said, if you're going to stay in your house and not evacuate, then I want you to write your Social Security number on your arm in Sharpie. Think about that. Think about that. You got to be identified. And you're probably not going to be able to carry your purse if you're struggling in raging floodwaters. So, let me go back up. You might need some cash too. ATMs won't work with a power outage. So you could get some cash. And fill up that car. Get it done today and get some cash, and you'll be good to travel. Proper clothes. According to weather conditions, gather up the clothes. We might need rain gear, raincoats, gloves. I don't think we'll need, winter gear, but we may need, every... It just gets me exasperated, I want y'all safe. And I get in a tizzy trying to help you, and I just... Whew. One other thing about comfort items. Don't forget your kids' stuffed toys, the ones that make them comfortable. You might want to add a couple extra if you're evacuating so another kid can have something. Maybe their favorite blankie. Throw in a deck of cards so that you can, play cards. This'll be fun. We can make it fun if we're not stressed out. Now, grab your calendar or take a picture of your calendar. It's one thing with your phone, you can take a picture, but if your calendar is on your phone and your phone is dead, you can't look at it. And in your control journal, you should have insurance numbers for where to call, the main state, the main your company, because your local insurance man may be flooded out too. Now, if it's that time of the month for you, you're getting ready to have your period, make sure you have what you need for that, because that would be awful. And under stress, our bodies can do weird things. Now, do you have a battery-powered radio? Think about it. We have a crank radio that we can listen to. And I have listened to local radio stations in the event of emergency. I have listened to them. And they tell you what to do. They really do tell you what to do. Charge your phones and keep them charged. Charge your phones and let's keep them charged, and charge all your battery chargers. Some people have luggage that have battery chargers in them. I have a couple of battery chargers. A couple of extra batteries for my phone, and I keep them charged at all times. And it makes it easy when I travel, because one of these things will carry about 5 or 6 charges for my phone. And the last thing is patience. And if you're prepared, you're going to have patience. If you're not prepared, you're going to be running around like a chicken with its head cut off. You don't need to do that. We need to take our time. We've got, this storm isn't going to hit until Thursday. It's Monday. We have 3 whole days to get ready for this storm. And if you need to evacuate, then find a place, let your family know where you're going to be so they're not going to be worried about you. I like the police scanner app too. We can do this. We really can. We have a generator. But if you haven't used your generator in a long time, it could be a problem. A friend of my sister, Dina's, tried his generator this weekend and it caught fire. So don't wait till the last minute. Do you have generator fuel? If you're going to stay home, you're going to need this stuff. Do you have alternative ways to cook? That's another thing. I know when I was a kid, I made a buddy burner. I can't remember how to make it now, but it had to do with a candle and some rolled up cardboard, and you could cook on it. We have plenty of toilet paper, that's for sure. We're never going to run out of toilet paper. We have 3 cases for backup. So, folks, let's think about if you're in harm's way, like on the coast of North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, you need to be prepared to leave if you're on the coast. If you're not on the coast and you're inland, if you live in a low-level area. If it's flooded there before, this storm could possibly be stronger than a storm from 60 years ago, Hurricane Hazel. And I've been watching the storm, and the barometric pressure is dropping, which means it's getting stronger. And there's storms right after this too. There's 2 more storms behind it. Now this one could stall right on top of us. So I want you to be prepared. Print out the preparedness stuff. Put it in a control journal. Go through it line by line and gather it up. Gather the things up you need. This is going to help you stay calm. It gives you a guide. I'm trying to see if Justin got on with Kathy's phone. Oh well, we tried. I guess I need to make him not be a moderator, but he needs to be a moderator when he sees something needs to be taken care of. Hi, Mom. There it is. There he is. Bring Kathy on camera. It says Kathy Scroy, but it's really Justin. There he is.
Hello, good morning.
I can't hear you.
Hold on 1 second.
Let me unplug this.
You hear me now?
Let's try again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I had my microphone plugged in.
Okay. So sorry for the technical issue. We've had a little issue trying to not be a moderator this morning. So.
Well, this is my son, Justin.
Kathy. Good morning, everybody.
So he went to school to be a weatherman. And
yes,
he gets to do it as a hobby now. So tell us about this storm, son.
Well, if you're anywhere along the South Carolina and North Carolina coast, you can expect late Thursday evening through Saturday morning to get a very, very strong hurricane. This Hurricane Florence, is currently in the Atlantic Ocean and is still several days out from reaching shore. The best forecast model we have right now let me show this to you, is going to be this. This is the European forecast model that we have right now, and it is forecasting for a landfall. If you see right here, and this on the close to Myrtle Beach. So it's between possible landfall between somewhere north of Charleston to maybe up to Wilmington, North Carolina. Uh, that's kind of what some of the forecast models are calling for right now. This is one of the most accurate forecast models that we have out there as far as forecasting tropical storms and other tropical cyclones. And I'll show you one more. I'll just put this in motion and it'll kind of go through the next several days here. So as you see, the storm's coming in, and this forecast model actually had a little bit of concern for us here in Western North Carolina, where we are, as the storm looks to come and possibly stall out even over us here in the southern Appalachian Mountains. So that could be a potential hazard even for us well inland. So I'll toggle through these a little slower for you.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So here you go. This is the hurricane is offshore of the southeastern United States, and that is on midnight of Thursday night, September 13th. And if we track forward in time, one more, the next frame shows that it is actually right on the coastline of South Carolina, North Carolina, on midnight Friday, September 14th. So with all of that being said, the forecast tracks can change, and it can go 50 miles to 100 miles further south, or it can possibly go all the way as to the North Carolina, Virginia line. But right now, several of the forecast models are kind of holding it steady somewhere between Charleston and Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. And at current forecast is actually calling for this storm to be Category 4 strength when it makes landfall. And that is subject to change, but that's kind of what we're seeing right now. So take a lot of preparations, store up water. If you need to evacuate those coastal areas, if you're in a low-lying area, you need to make those preparations now.
What is people were asking what that app was you were using. It's not an app, it's a website. Can you give them a website?
One of my favorite websites for looking at forecast models is it's called Tropical Tidbits. I can post it later. Let me do this, and you can see there's a couple of great pages. This one's called tropicaltidbits.com, and it shows all these different forecast models. It's mostly a lot of weather geek stuff that I like, and so it's really hard to kind of cipher through all of it. But there's also a couple of other ones that kind of show a little bit of other things like this. And here's another one that's real good. It's called spaghettymodels.com. Sounds like a food place, but it's not. It shows a lot of the different forecast track models, as you can see right here. And these forecast models are weather computers, and they're supercomputers that crunch a lot of weather observations and data across the planet. And these are primarily ones that focus on North America, Africa, and around the Atlantic Basin, that try to track any type of low pressure systems, any type of wind and temperature changes throughout this whole area during our tropical season. And as you can see, a lot of the forecast models are calling for a possible North Carolina hit. But the orange ones, as you see right here, those are the most accurate ones. And they're still trending towards the North Myrtle Beach area to possible right on the state line of South Carolina, North Carolina.
Justin?
Yes.
Somebody's asking if Tennessee will get hit.
Yes, several of the forecast models are actually calling for East Tennessee, where it could possibly stall out over the Appalachian Mountains, and they would get a tremendous amount of rain. out of a situation like this.
We have a meteorologist fly baby that's posted something in our chat, in our comments, and
Okay.
she's telling everybody to download the FEMA app for your phone.
The FEMA app is great. It can really help you get prepared. They've got a lot of great things.
Well, thanks for coming on. You got any helpful tips for people? I know you'd love to be. He's supposed to be down there when this happens. He's supposed to go on a fishing trip, and his fishing trip got canceled.
A fishing trip got canceled, but that's how it goes. Hopefully, some of the place will still be there. I love to fish as well, so that's kind of how it goes. I was heading to the core banks of North Carolina, which is a beautiful spot that's uninhabited out there, and it's just it's a great place to get away and go fishing on the surf out there, and hopefully there'll be a few cabins left. So,
tell about the lady you talked to this morning.
The lady I talked to, so I had to cancel my reservations, and because the National Park Service, which we book all of our stuff through, they had canceled our cabin, and all of the ferry, all of the people that are out there currently right now have to be evacuated off the island today. Today's the last day that they can be on the island. And so they're making all these preparations to get people off of the island. And if you don't know anything about the North Carolina coastline, several of the barrier islands along the Outer Banks you can get to by car or a ferry. And this section of barrier islands called the Core Banks. And it's about 70 miles long. And I'll show you a quick picture of it. It's a beautiful spot.
He's a little more technically savvy than I am.
So I'll pull it up right here. This is the National Weather Service site, and we'll zoom out.
You're making us dizzy.
Sorry about that. And it's this section of coastline right here. You'll see here is Morehead City, and they're in a potential threat to get a direct hit as well, especially all the way up to Cape Hatteras. But this section right here is called the Core Banks. It's a little tiny little stretch of barrier island that is about 70 miles long. It's a beautiful section, but you can only reach it by a ferry. And you take your vehicles out there and you go fishing. But anyway, the lady was saying that she thought I had a lot of positive thoughts for the area if I was booking 2 weeks out. She says there's not a lot of positive thoughts going on out here right now, and she really appreciated the positive, all of the positive vibes that we were still trying to book out there. And we just told her that we loved fishing and stuff out there. So,
well, everybody, we got to prepare. You know, we can't just sit by and wait for our prayers to be answered. Even though prayers do get answered, we have got to be prepared. We've got to get off our duffs and do something. And let's take care of some things. I stayed in preparedness mode all the time. I have extra water in case our generator goes out. I have extra food that can be heated up easily. I have a fireplace and a grill. And it all works for me to stay calm. And you're the same way at your house too. You have a generator. Have you run your generator lately?
I have actually. I don't have a freestanding generator. I just have a small portable generator, and like a lot of folks, my family kind of actually thinks it's kind of cool when the power goes out, because we get to break out candles and stuff like that, and you make it kind of fun even if the weather is bad. But basically, our generator, we live in the country, so we don't have city water, so we have to get our water from a well. And if you don't have electricity, you don't have water. And so our generator powers our well pump, which allows us to still have water. And it powers our refrigerator, which I currently don't have one since it died 2 weeks ago. But I have one coming this week, so that'll be nice. And it keeps food cold, and it'll power a few lights and outlets in certain rooms.
And phone chargers.
Yeah, and so having a small generator can come in handy. Sometimes you never use it, and you hope to never use it. And just be prepared with a little you to be able to run.
I don't know what happened.
Sometimes around 8 hours.
And you don't run a generator in the garage.
No, it has to be outside.
Has to be outside.
Has to be outside.
Okay,
always,
folks. So. Let's take care of some things. Let's be safe. I love you all. Share this video with people, and let's get some people prepared for this storm. We don't need to sit by and wring our hands. We're going to get out there and we're going to take care of things. Let's fill our cars up with gas, especially because when it gets closer to evacuation time, you're not going to be able to find gas locally if you live in a low-lying area. So thanks, son, for helping me do this. And
you're welcome.
It's fun to have an expert in the family. I love you, and I love everybody else.
Love you.
See you later. Bye.
All right.